Hello everybody. So here's the so-called 20 amp charger. The amp did go to 20 amps for the first few minutes of the charge, but this is a big battery. I brought the battery into my kitchen from the garage, and this battery is going to take 20 hours to charge, I believe, at 20 amps. But that's not going to happen because, according to the charger, let me see, it's taking 15.7 amps. My meter is showing not even 15 amps, doing it this way. I suspect there's some losses in the cable. Well, the cable appears to be 12 gauge. Maybe even thinner because I haven't cut it. But I am waiting for XT60 connector coming from Amazon so I can make a new cable, a new charging cable, 10 gauge cable. So anyway. So here is what is pulling out of the wall right now. Well, let me see, watts. That's actual watts coming out of the wall. And my voltage out of the wall is 121.4. So that varies a little bit depending on the day, on the time of the day. It's been charging for 4 hours and 24 minutes. I reset this meter when I began charging. The max it did give me was 268 watts, which was right in the beginning when I first started charging it. So it did show on here 19.9 amps. But while the battery charge was still at 20%, it already started showing 15.8 amps. So this is not a 20 amp charger. It's only 20 amps in the very beginning, and then it slows down to not even 50 amps according to this. So this is not a 20 amp charger. So being 20 amps for like 5 minutes does not make this a 20 amp charger. So while I'm here, I'm curious. I want to see if I flip the switch, how accurate this switch is. So according to this, now it's supposed to be 15 amps, right? No, 10 amps. Okay, 10 amps. So it's at 24 volts is 10 amps or 20 at the switch I had it on before. 5 or 10 and 3 and 5. So right now it's supposed to be 10 amps because it's 12 volt battery. So let me see how much it's showing here. Amps. Okay, what my meter showing? 9.7. Close enough. Close enough. What about this? The slow voltage, slow charge. The slow charge is 5 amps. My meter is showing actually a little bit more. 5.2. So let's go back to 20. Now this is 10. And this is supposed to be 20 amps. Now it goes about 15 amps on this. So I don't know what to tell you guys. This is not a 20 amp charger. Anyway, that's it.
I bought this charger primarily for charging a trolling motor battery for my boat. However, this charger also charges lead acid battery, sealed lead acid battery, AGM, as well as lithium and LiFePO4 battery, as well as some other battery technology that I'm not familiar with. It is considered a smart charger in that it does measure the temperature that your battery is charging, your minimum temperature, both in centigrade and in Fahrenheit. It also will have a cutoff on it, a safety cutoff on it if your battery's too hot or too cold. It also cuts off when the battery is fully charged. The gauge or the dial in the front of it, your display, also gives you the information along the way, including when your battery is full, at which time the battery does automatically cut off. It comes with a detachable 10-foot AC cord, which I find extremely handy, especially whenever you're charging something outdoors, such as a lawnmower or a boat battery. One thing to remember, however, the battery is not waterproof. Therefore, you'll want to make sure that wherever you put it, you're not going to get the unit wet. In addition to the AC power cord, it does come with the connectors, your clamps for your battery. These are about 2 feet long, and they are keyed so that when they go into the unit, you cannot get them in backwards. So your positive will always remain positive and your negative will always remain on your negative side. One thing that you need to know about this charger is it does have a fan, and the fan does run all the time. It's more of a white noise, but I don't know that you'd want to be charging a battery in your bedroom to start with, but this is going to put out, I would just call it a white noise. It is a noticeable noise, and I find no way to cut this fan off. Other than that, I find this charger extremely handy and extremely valuable for what I use it for charging a LiFePO4 battery.